Right, welcome back, Math 7. Today we are starting a new chapter. Chapter 3. Basically, we are going into the world of geometry. To be fair, geometry we learned quite some stuffs in not only grade 6, but also a previous chapter, chapter 1. When we talk about coordinated design, we briefly talk about triangle, rectangle, those kind of guys. But we didn't go through a detailed geometry skill. Today, we're going to learn about parallel lines and how we can create parallel lines using geometric tool. So, talking about materials, we need geometric tool, ruler, or actually and not or ruler and compass. Now here's the thing. If you absolutely have no geometric tool, we need any circular object or any type of straight object. Now, know the fact that that's desperate measure. You want to be ready for this course and it's math, and then I announce it since the beginning of the whole school year and this semester before this COVID-19, we need geometric tool for the second semester. Now let's define what parallel lines are. When people say parallel line, that's basically one way of referring a pair of lines that never cross or intersect. So when it comes to an example of what that means is, I'm preparing two of the ruler. Let's say I have a line that's go through A and B like that, and something like this, C and D. As you may notice, we have some kind of cross. This point over here is known as intersection point. That means the line component AB and CD, they are not parallel to each other. When it comes to parallel, that's basically, for instance, this is a parallel situation where, first of all, you see that these two do not touch. That's one thing. They do not touch each other. Whenever that happens, we have arrow. You can put one arrow, two arrows, doesn't really matter. And it doesn't have to go up to down, or you can put down to up direction too. Now, some people say, Mr. Kim, what if it's extended? Now, to be parallel to each other, first of all, you shouldn't touch each other, literally. Number two, even if you extend the line. In this case, line AB or line CD, there should be no intersection point. So that's a fancy way of saying, for example, A and B, even if, and ruler is a good way to use, even if I extend these lines. And same thing for C and D. You will know that this line and that line segment will not meet each other, even if you extend the line forever on the left side, forever on the right side. However, let's look at this. C and D, and let's say I have line that go like this, E and F. Now here's the thing. When I look at C, D, and E and F, these two lines, when I just look at the solid line, they do not intersect each other. So a lot of people think they're parallel together, but imagine if I extend the line. As you may notice, in that situation, D part of the line will go like this, right under the line of extend AB or that situation. And if I extend the line D over here, you will notice that it's gonna intersect around this area. So the second condition doesn't really satisfy to these two line segment situation, aren't we? So we generally put CD and EF are not parallel, despite the fact that the solid line doesn't overlap. Now, AB and CD, however, in this example, as you may notice, those two are parallel. So in math world, we generally put it in this way. AB, CD, these two line segments are, can you put this slanted line? We express in this way. That means if I write down in sentences, line segment AB, line segment CD, these two are parallel to each other. That's the conclusion of this statement. So have that in your mind. You need to be familiar with this situation. Now let's go with our actual geometric skill. Now you may need to understand that we don't need to use graphing paper. Some people prefer, but you don't really have to. How can we construct parallel lines? Now this is something that we need to understand. The easiest way is, I prepared two rulers. This is a special ruler where it can also become a compass, but it really doesn't matter if you know what to do. So here's the thing. My first task is method number 1, using two rulers. And I'm gonna tell you how you can use that. One way you can do is place one of the ruler any places. And I'm gonna put steps over here. Generally this involves 3 steps. I'm gonna demonstrate to you first. So as you may notice, I place one of the ruler. I purposely did diagonal way because some people say it's easy to make parallel line if it's complete horizontal or vertical, and it is true. But in any case, this works all the time. You need 2 straight objects if you don't have ruler. So as you may notice, I'm putting a second ruler completely touching these guys. And here's what you need to do. Draw one line and then slide to some other below section in this case and create another line. And what do you know? Voila! We have parallel line occur. I'm gonna put this to line segment A, B, and C, C and D, something like that. And these two are parallel together. And even if I extend those lines completely, you may notice these will not touch each other. It's gonna go straight lower left and upper right. So step, I like to put it in this way. Number 1, place one ruler. And second, place second ruler, and you have to touch each ruler and draw a straight line. third step is slide the second ruler and you still touch the first one and draw next line. So we have these 3 steps. And honestly, when it comes to vertical and horizontal, some people say vertical and horizontal is way easier because you can even use one ruler. And that's my method number 2, one ruler method. But there is some limitation of that because it works like a charm on horizontal and vertical most of the time. One ruler method is this. Just draw one line on the top of the ruler and use the bottom line. Simple as that. Then in that case, A, B probably should have used the same length. C, D. These guys are parallel to each other. Use upper and lower sides of one ruler. And honestly, that works every single time. If you doubt about it, make it vertical. Oops. You work like a charm too. A, B, C, D. And you can always conclude that line segment AB is parallel to line segment CD. Something like that. Now let's go with number 3. This is the one where we're going to use a compass. So, number 3. Method number 3. Using one compass and one ruler. If you don't have a compass, honestly, coin works too. So I'm gonna explain either situation. Now, know the fact that I'm going to use my compass, but yeah, it should work. This is not a good quality one, so I may just use this circular one, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna write down the step first, and then I'm gonna go through what's my step-by-step method. So first thing first, draw one perfect circle using a compass. Now make sure that I have laptop while I'm filming this, so it may not be like perfect circle. You may have easier time. It is not bad. It's not the perfect one, but it works actually. Now, your first job is creating this one circle. Now, know the fact that when it comes to compass method, you can basically control the size of it. What I mean by that is control the size of the circle. But after you're creating this circle, you cannot change the shape of that circle. Okay, so what I mean by that is this. If I use this circle as a reference, or if you use coin or something like that, I cannot use different circular object like this. It is not an identical circle. So make sure when it comes to this method, I have to construct identical size of a circle. Now, second step, decide one of the end of the point. It can be over here, 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 or over there, 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 there. It doesn't really matter. Any place along the line of the surface, and draw the exact identical circle. I am really bad at this. Sorry about that. But voila. In fact, actually, it's better. The circle has been better. And we create second circle. Now what you need to do is basically connect the circles together. Can you see I have my very own top over here, top over there? That's one of the line, and do the same thing like that. And I'm gonna call this point A, this point B, this point C, this point D. And you will know that even if I extend the line of AB and CD, it's not gonna touch each other. And this is my third method, which is one of the most important one compared to any other method that we did. And here's my steps. Step number 1. Create a circle. Size really doesn't matter, but small circle is, of course, what I recommend. And second, oh, by the way, using a compass. I'm gonna explain to you why using a small circle is better as a long-term goal. Second one, decide a point on a, we use this term circumference. That circumference is, think about it like outer boundary of a circle. Decide one point. In my case, I decided a point over there. And number 3, make an identical circle. Again, using a compass. And what I need to do last is connect top points, connect bottom points. Top points will have a one line segment like AB as an example. Bottom one will create, for example, like what I did, C and D. It is a good idea to create a point like that. And honestly, you can use any of a circle points too, like, and smaller the circle size, the better. Like my ruler had this specific circle. I can use the circle like that, and if I decide one of the point this time vertically like this, I create another circle, do the same thing. Doesn't matter technically how many circles you do, and I have now 3 circles. When I connect the line like this, connect the line like that, you will notice that this A, B, C, D, these lines are parallel together. Like that. Now I'm going to explain to you a problem that you will face when you decide to draw circles too big. If you have large circles, you will actually end up to have some problem. And this is the one where I gotta be careful too, because I have limited space. That's one of the main realistic reasons, folks. So imagine I'm drawing a big circle. And honestly, you don't need to draw the whole full circle, as long as you decide a certain point. As long as I don't change this sign over here. Oh, I already screwed up, but that's better. So here's the thing. If I decided too much a large circle, the main realistic problem is, even if I connect the top and the top situation like this, and another top and the top situation like that, you may notice I cannot put all of these diagram together. In fact, you know it's parallel and parallel. It's just waste of space. And at the same time, you will lose your tracing. And compass radius, that's if I have a compass like the model that you guys have, probably look like this. This is where your pencil go. These are called radius. That can have some problem. They have a maximum and minimum. So my advice for you is use a good small but identical circle. That's my advice. That is my today's lesson.